Bling afternoon from the stamp of approval. Guys, after doing um, safety well signing, I had a few more things I wanted to add. Instead of making a part two, what I actually, this one will be titled Safe and Secure. Why? Because I have some other things I would like to add that just doesn't have anything to do with doing safety while signing, while a loan signing agent is out there doing their job. These safe and secure will be for my notary agents and for my loan signing agents. So the first thing I want to talk to, and I jotted down a few things, so none of these are in order. They're just as I was writing them down, they were just coming to me, and I wanted to share them with you. So here we go. Let's go and get started. The first one is receipts. Guys, when you write, at first you should have a receipt book. I have a receipt book, right? And with my receipt book, anytime I take cash, I write on the receipt how much. I write it out just like a check, like they taught us in school. If you don't know how, you have to learn. Sign them. Not only do I sign them from my company, right under the signature of my company, I put my name. Why? Because with the company, especially if you have multiple employees, you want to know one, this not only did this receipt come from the company, but what loan signing agent or notary you dealt with. Especially, you should be given receipts regardless. I don't care if there are several ways that I take payments. One is cash, the other one is Zelle. I have my Cash App is set up to the business. Now, newsflash, real quick, want to let you guys know. And when you're using Zelle, Zelle does not take business accounts. So it would have to be a personal account. So if you have, please make sure with your business account is separate from your personal. But if you get accepted in your personal, transfer it over and in the subject side section, put notary job, and you can put the client's initials. Ooh, so you know where they came from. Excuse me, guys. Okay, also write on them what they're for, not just the price, not just the date, not just the company and the notary that signed it, but why did you do this particular notary job? So write that on the line. Keep this receipt. Now, one receipt you'll give to the customer, right? But the other carbon copy you keep for yourself. Why? One for tax purposes and two for your record, because some people say put it in a journal. But personally, when you're a loan signing agent and versus doing regular, I would say if it's your choice, put it in the journal. I personally, I do not put it in the journal. Okay. Two, when it comes to loan signing agent work, what I do is if I have to, if you give me cash, whether it's for a loan signing or notary work, I write you a receipt. If it's for a lot of times I work for a company, so I don't get paid cash. That either comes in the mail by check, direct deposit in that form. So, guys, don't forget these four things. Sign them from the company that you're working for. Put the employee, make sure the employee puts their name, especially if it's cash. Oh, y'all. Every time I go to talk, I get to yawning. If I'm just like, I'm tempted to say something, but I'm not. Write on the receipt. Identify what you notarized for. Why? Because you want to keep a track. You want to keep a track of every signing you did. You have to put a little notation so that will help jog your memory and give them receipt. Keep your receipts. Keep your receipts. I cannot stress this so hard because if you have to keep your journal book for over 10 years. Look, when you're an entrepreneur, you have to keep your receipts and your taxes for 10 years. Why? Because if you ever get audited, you want to be able to back up your work. And that's just simply what it is. Back up your work, back up your profession, and back up yourself. Because that's what safe and secure is being all about. Your journals always have a way to record your signing. Add a date, a time, and include the notes. Why? Like I said before, the same thing with the receipt. Find something to write that's going to jog your memory. Whether it's the customer's initials, something funny that happened that day, the location, whatever you can to find to jog your memory, that's what you need to do. Also, guys, I also not only am I just a notary and a loan signing agent, I do fingerprints as well. So when I say journal, I take this very seriously, and I'm going to show you why. In my fingerprint bag, I and for my regular notary and loan signings, I have a journal that I got from the National Notary Association, right? But when it comes to fingerprinting, I bought this journal. Why? Because I want to keep them separate. I like to keep things orderly so I don't have to go flipping through pages. This is strictly for fingerprinting. I also have two other journals that I got from the National Notary Association. Why? So I can, all my loan signings, all my notary work is in this. This journal right here is for fingerprinting events only. So when you, and check this out, guys, if you are the type of person that's very strategic and very organized, there is something else you could do. You could have two different journals. You could keep one strictly for notary work, and then you can keep one strictly for loan signings so you can see how many loan signings you've done. You can track yourself, and that's another way to do it because then you will know this is how many notaries, this is how many signings I did, and maybe you want to next year, next quarter, bump it up some. So this is a great way to keep a track of your work versus flipping and seeing what you do. Me personally, I don't need two different books. I already know which one is which, even from my bank statements, even to Cash App. And guys, when you're doing electronic payments, um, my notaries and loan signing agents, when you're doing electronic payments, make sure the client is putting in the subject line what they're getting notarized for. Because when that Cash App comes through, it's going to come through like somebody owed you something. It's going to come through like somebody sent you money. But if you have them type notarization for whatever reason, then that can be counted, especially it going into your bank account. Protect yourself, protect your business. E&O insurance is very vital to, in case you do something, you give someone legal advice, something notaries should never do. Why? Because we are not lawyers. Now, there are some notaries that are attorneys, but leave all that legalization up to them. We cannot give advice. As a matter of fact, the job of a notary, and I'm going to do a different video on what a notary actually is, what a loan signing actually does, and their roles and responsibilities. But right now, I want to tell you that you can't, when you're a notary, the job of a notary is to witness signatures, right? So if you're witnessing signatures, you're looking, you have to get the ID. Why? Because on the ID, you have the person's name, birth date, address, and, ooh, and the validity of the date if it expires and is issued. Now, I'm gonna do another video on actually, and I don't know how long it'll be, but I'm going to do another video on actually IDs, spotting a real from a fake one. Okay. Now, we talked about the E&O insurance. Two things with the E&O insurance. One, you should have it. We all start out with 25,000. But if you're a loan signing agent and you want the bigger jobs, then you have to go for the 100,000 insurance, the E&O insurance, to get the bigger jobs. Charging cords, batteries, and boxes. Now, I know we're living in a world of charge here, charge there. Excuse me, guys. USB here, USB there. Don't ever think we're that advanced that you don't have batteries. There are going to be some things outside of your cell phones. Your cell phones may be USB cords, but I would like you to have at least two cords. Why? Because one is at risk for going out and getting lost, and two, and have the charger boxes. Why? Because you need to have extra. Remember, a lot of these things that I'm telling you are for emergency purposes while you're out in the signing field. Electronic journaling. You don't have to worry about doing any journaling, any having writing anything down, because it's all electric. It's going to be stored on whatever platform you're on, and whatever you pay, there always be a record. You could just go in at the end of the quarterly, and then get everything you've done. Why? Because we should be paying our taxes quarterly. Pay your taxes quarterly. Notarizing for family. Now, you want to know why I'm smiling? Because when it comes to notarizing for family, I'm here to tell you, don't do it. You're like, Dawn, don't do it. And I'm going to tell you why. You did not take a test, pay the money to get the supplies, to get established, to get ruined by family. Now we all know, some of us have the Brady Bunch family, some of us has the Cosby family, some of us got the George Jefferson family, and then some of us just don't have family at all. Some of us just don't have family to treat us the way they do. So you have to protect your asset. You have to protect what you put out there, which meaning don't do it. Don't notarize for family, because let me tell you, it happened to me once. I'm not going to tell you which niece, but I had a niece that needed a notarization, and I was willing to go do it. But the minute she asked for a discount, I treated her like she was somebody in the street and she could have been a setup. I kindly packed my stuff up and I walked out the door. And she was just like, well, where you going? Like, no, I said, find you another notary. And I walked out the door. There was no longer conversation, because anytime your family asks you for a deal or a discount, that's automatically a bribe. In this world, that is a bribe. Don't do it. Your commission being disbarred is not worth it. Business insurance. I told you on the last video, I was going to let you know about the business insurance. I was going to have at least 3 companies. But yeah, look, this live is about safe and being safe and being secure, right? But what other way to be secure than to have insurance for your business? See, I want to talk about the things nobody talks about. Yes, I'm going to get into the videos of telling you what a notary is, the different things, the author is, the jurat forms, the acknowledgement forms. I know all that. I'm pretty sure you've watched plenty of videos to tell you about this. Everybody is on the same wavelength. But I want to talk about the things that really matter. I want to keep you safe while signing. And now this video is being safe and secure. And being safe and secure means thinking, not just making the appointment, writing it down in your calendar, printing out the docs and going. The things that you need to get there, the things that you need to think about when these things run out, because we take them for granted sometimes. Always have your little pouch, have your little something with the extras to keep in it, because you're mobile. You're always going to need 1 or 2 things to hold for you. Now, the business insurance, there are going to be three names I'm going to tell you about. Um, One is Legal Shield. Now, when I first started, I had Legal Shield. I am currently looking for business insurance because things have changed. There are a lot of different things that come with it. So, what am I doing? I'm um, seeing which each company offers. And I implore you to do the same. Once I tell you about these three different businesses, three business companies, I want you to ask them, what do you offer? Are there any incentives? What does my business get? Um, After a year, what comes in? After 6 months, what do I get? Don't be afraid to ask questions. If you spend money on great things and you get more bang for you want more bang for your buck, well, you have to treat these companies like you're hiring employees. See what they offer. Just like when you want for a job, treat them just like that. You know why? Because this is what happens when you apply for that job. You want to know what benefits they have. Come on, come on. You want to know what benefits they have. You want to know when you get a raise, and you want to know how much your pay is. So ask these questions. How much is it a month? How long till I get an upgrade? And what am I going to get out of it? Every year, do you upgrade every year? Do I get something back? Why? Every business, the relationship needs to be a two-way. So if I'm walking up the street, I expect you, if I'm walking down the street, I expect you to walk up the street to give me something. So remember, any relationship that you get in, especially business, needs to be a two-way street. Why? Because there needs to be a give and take attitude. Ask questions. This is one of my favorite things that I want to talk about, right? Because a lot of people are afraid to ask questions. When you get somebody calls you and say, "Hey, do you do this? Do you notarize?" Yes. Do you how much you charge for a deed? Now I'm saying a deed because I'm a loan signing agent, not just any, and that's another video, but not just any notary can notarize a deed. One, they have to know what a deed is. Two, you have to know how many signers are you transferring? Are you selling? Are you buying? You have to know what that deed is being used for. And then if somebody come and asks you, do you notarize a deed? And you just say yes, they already know they duped you, because anybody will tell you who is the original. A loan signing agent will have the knowledge to ask you who is on this deed, who is the deed's original, who actually originated on the deed. Because if you want to get this notarized, that means you're either getting added to it or it's being transferred. So who has the deed? Whose name is the deed in right now? And you have to let them know this person needs to be present while they're there. Don't be afraid to ask questions. In the state of Pennsylvania, the first thing I do is license. May I see your ID first? Any loan, whether it's a notary job, whether it's a loan signing job, you know what I tell them, guys? I say, hey, I don't say, hey, check this out, but I say, hi. Um, I'm calling to confirm an appointment, or if they're calling me and they'll ask, what do I need? First, you need a valid photo government issued ID. And what that is a driver's license or a non driver's license. It could be a job. Even a work ID is great, but there must be an issue date and there must be an expiration date. Why? Because my journal is going to ask for it. So if the journal is asking for it, that should tell you right there is very much important. Don't be afraid to ask questions, guys. There's so many people afraid to ask questions. And you know what else they're afraid to do? Stop leaving money on the table. Write down when people call you on the phone out the blue and they ask, "Oh, do you notarize?" Yes, I do. May I ask who I'm speaking to? When you do that, write their name down. You already know the phone number, it's on your phone. And then all you can say these last four digits, is this a good number to reach you back at? Because Right now, I have to do a little bit more investigation, but if you would allow me to get back to you up to 24 to 48 hours, then I can find out the information you need and bring it back to you. Right then and there, you just sold your client. Right then and there. If you say no, I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about. You just lost the confidence in the client. You have to realize when you answer the phone, you are the advertisement. And also, when you're asking questions, I'm going to give you a few questions to help you out. So, when someone calls you and actually do notary work, or they just, because people will call you out the blue, you'll be doing stuff. And let me tell you, the best thing you could do is misquote yourself. Excuse me, guys. The best thing you could do is misquote yourself. You trust me, you'll learn from it. Okay. Here are a few questions that I would like for you to ask when someone calls to say, "Hey, do you notarize? What do you know? Are you a notary?" And you say yes. Ask them what type of document it is, because see the difference between a notary and a loan signing agent. There is a price difference for notary work. For regular general notary work, we have jurats, we have acknowledgments, we have birth certificates, we have death certificates. What else falls under that? Did I say and physicals? There's notary work is very slim. There is a lot of things you can notarize, but there is a bigger price when it comes to loan signing docs. Why? Because we have to get that's a second certification. A regular notary commission is for 4 years. A loan signing agent commission is for 1 year. That has to be done yearly. So there are different things that fall under the real estate. Loan signing agent falls under real estate, and it costs more money. The price difference is higher in the real estate agent for loan signing agent than it is notary. And people say, "Wow, I could go to this office and pay $5 and get it." But by all means, go ahead. But over here, you're paying for the knowledge you're going to get. You're paying for if there is a mistake, the stamp of approval will rectify it. So charge people for what you're worth, especially your knowledge. I don't charge what Jerry charge, and I don't charge what Samantha charge. I charge what the stamp of approval charges. I have 8 years of being a notary and 7 years of being a loan signing agent. So I have a lot of knowledge in me. There's a lot of things that I know about, and now this is the time that I'm being open and willing to share them with you and to part to spark your interest. And it's like, wow, never thought about that. That's what these videos are about. I want you to not only have safety while signing, but I want you to be safe and secure. I want you to ask yourself, should I do this? When should I do this? And when do I get prepared for it? Also, not just what type of document it is, how many signers? Because in the state of Pennsylvania, the first notary job is $5. For each additional signer, it's $2. So your price is going up. Now, what is the signing location? See, a regular notary will have you come to them. I'm a mobile notary. So then the price goes up again because it depends on the distance that I have to travel to get to you. ID. Don't be afraid to ask for ID. ID should be the first thing you ask for. And I'm going to tell you why. There's so many people that have expired driver's license. Now, COVID did extend some things, but that discretion is up to the notary. I personally, in the state of Pennsylvania, they have to have a valid photo government issued ID. I do not take copies, and I implore that you don't either. All my IDs from my clients must be valid. I don't do the picture over the phone. You can show me the picture all you want. Even if the face match you, I need to have the ID in my hand. I do not accept copies, even if it's over the phone. State of Pennsylvania, it is a law. They have to have a government issued valid photo ID. And guys, I don't care what money they throw in front of you, it all backfires. Trust me, all money isn't good money. They'll say, "Oh, I'll do this if you can see the ad the ID is fake." And if I still have the picture of the one that I had that somebody tried to pass off to me, but because I knew what my ID driver's license looked like, you know a counterfeit. Just like counterfeit money, you can feel it and know it's different. In your car, there now we're going to go back to the car for the safety while driving. There are a few things I wanted to bring up to you. Okay, right before I do the car, there's one other thing. I talked to you guys about having extra cords, batteries, charging cords, the charging box, right? Well, there's something else I need to talk to you about. Battery packs. Have extra battery packs. You can never have too much of anything. Have extra battery packs. Why? Because you're playing the game on your phone. If you're stranded, you're scrolling on Facebook, you're in the God forbid now your battery may be working good, but what about when your battery doesn't work? What about when your alternator goes and it drains your battery? You need a battery pack. So make sure you get a charged battery pack. Now, I'm not telling you to purchase it charged. It does come with some juice, but not that much. Get you a battery pack that's going to hold um, the charge. And so if anything happens, you have extra juice. The key is to be safe and secure. And the only way you can be safe and secure is if you prepare yourself for success. Even when the car dies, even when the tire blows, even when you run out of gas, even if you've been in an accident, prepare for success. Now, there is one other thing I would like to talk to you about, and it was for the car. Um, Make sure your car comes with a car jack. Sometimes they're in the back where the trunk area is in the rear panel. If you push those things, you'll notice they're push tabs. If you push them in, it maybe about three. Push them in and pull it out. You'll see the jack that is originally to go with that car. You're like, no, yes. Also, get your oil changed. Now, for a person that is not a mobile notary and does a regular 9 to 5, when they get an oil change, is only worth 3,000 miles. Every 3,000 miles, they get an oil change. I'm going to tell you to keep up on your oil changes. Why? Because that is the blood that runs through the veins of your car. Okay? Just like the blood flow that runs through us, that's for a car that the blood flow is the oil. Now, for if you're a loan signing agent like me and you're a mobile loan signing agent, then you will get the synthetic oil, and that's every 5,000 miles. Let me tell you, your car will purr. You will know when you need it outside a little light coming on. The car will run a little rougher, and sometimes it won't even switch as smooth. And you over here like, but it wasn't doing that the other day, because was it really the other day? Or was it you was having problems and the car was giving you signs, but you weren't paying attention? Your brakes and flashlights. This is why you need the batteries, because if the battery dies, if the alternator drains the battery, you need light. This is why I told you they have regular old batteries, triple A, um, triple A, double A, C batteries, D batteries. You're like, Dawn, where am I going to put this? In your trunk organizer. It's for emergency things. Road flares. Go to any advanced auto, any AutoZone, get you some road flares. And if they don't have them there, they'll definitely have them at Home Depot. I'm to say Lone Depot, Home Depot or Lowe's. Emergency cones. Look, I'm not trying to fill your car up, but I'm just trying to get you prepared. Get you those orange cones. You can get them from Home Depot or Lowe's. Get you those orange cones. So if you do happen to have any car emergency, you can sit them right outside your car. Why? Because when the headlights hit them, these cones illuminate. So they'll see, hey, something is there. Let me move over. Also, a neon vest. Amazon workers have a neon vest. It's blue, but that silver part, when the headlights hit it, it's like hieroglyphics. So get you a neon vest, make yourself viewable. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Excuse my yawning. To Safe and Secure. This, you are very brilliant and very smart to have chosen this field. But I want to keep you up to date with the latest safety tips, with my experience, what I was told, and to make sure when you are being a mobile notary, you're just not putting gas in the car and taking off. Take care of your oil change. Make sure you have receipts. Make sure you have all the necessary things in your trunk organizer. And once again, you can get your trunk organizer from Sam's Club. They're about $20. So, and they have different colors, so you can pick whichever one you want. Are they always there? No. They're like a seasonal thing, even though they all, oh, excuse me, are all year round. So go get you a, that's another thing. I almost forgot gas. I told y'all about the apps the other day. Get you a Sam's Club membership. Get you a Costco. Why? Because the gas is this is the places the gas is cheaper. Now I use the Gas Buddy app that I told y'all about. I use that for when I step out of the township when I'm not in, because I only notarize for the state of Pennsylvania right now. So if I'm only notarizing for the state of Pennsylvania, that means I'm just going to different townships. I'm not switching the state. So thank you for tuning in to Safe and Secure. I have more videos coming up with my experience and your knowledge and your go get them. You will be suited and prepared to get on the road, not just put gas in the car and go stamp a piece of paper and do some loan signing agent work. You'll be, not only are you prepared, I will have you prepared on the road like you are prepared for your notary job. So I love you guys, and Safe and Secure definitely gets the stamp of approval.